All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory unto our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rahakwadash. Okay, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. Okay, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Those of you making your bodies a living sacrifice, taking this truth seriously on a daily basis in this wicked and adulterous generation. And what I wanted to touch on in this sit down is making sure that we're being ourselves. And as cliche as that sounds, all right, that's a necessary thing when it comes to us finding our identity, if you will, in this truth. Because, of course, we've been moved from our heritage, right? As Jeremiah, the 17th chapter, and around about the 4th verse, it says that we should discontinue from our heritage. Well, coming back to that, especially being under men that have labored in this thing and they have found, their niche, if you will, of how they move and how they teach, and found, their kind of style, right? Sometimes when you look at individuals, you can get quite, I won't say envious, but you could want to fully mimic them. And there's a certain level of righteousness that comes with that, where, you see great men and you want to emulate that same energy, right? You want to be close to that flame, if you will. But with everything in this truth, there's a balance. Okay, but you have certain individuals that would go too far, where it turns into a bit of envy, it turns into a bit of envy. So, it's very important to, when you think about yourself, okay, that you're not looking to another man and at another man's gifts, wishing that you were him. This thing is about Yahweh Shai, of course, and we want to be just like Yahweh Shai, okay? You shouldn't be striving to be like another man, okay? Because we're all mortal, we're all in this sinful flesh, you see, and we're all trying to follow Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, okay? Envy is a big problem, especially in the quote-unquote black community. Envy is a very big problem, so I thought that I would touch on this because, you have Jake that is coming out of the world and coming from black culture, and, Jake lacks a father figure in the household for the most part due to the plagues and the curses that are upon us, so you just have to kind of monitor that spirit that comes on you, if you deal with this, being envious, right? Being, wanting to, take on some sort of energy that another person has, man. There are certain individuals that, have that problem, man. And it's very big within our nation, and you see it all the time. Okay, especially when it comes to talented people, and people that are on a purpose, if you will. So it's definitely something to watch, within brothers and even within yourself, if this is something you deal with, okay? So I wanted to read this, right? 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 14. It says, neglect not the gift that is in thee, okay? Because we all have a gift that is within us, all right? And if you are looking outwardly at someone else and worried about all the gifts that a certain individual has, right? A certain talents that individuals have, right? If you're always looking at that, you never look within, and you're never looking at the gifts that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has given you, right? When you're focused on the things and the gifts, right? The things that you bring to the table, then you're a lot more profitable than looking at, other individuals' gifts. Okay. And I mean, when I say looking at, I don't mean, actually recognizing or appreciating some individual's talent, right? I mean, looking at it so much as to where you aren't building up on your strengths, or you aren't working actively on your weaknesses. Okay. When you neglect your gift in that way and you're not building yourself up, then you're really digging a pit for yourself. And, that can be pretty bad to your walk. It can stunt your growth, okay, in this thing. All right. So you should be trying to find yourself, right? And it's easier said than done, right? There's not really a step, a step-by-step guide on how to do that. Of course, you should pray to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai that he point out your gifts. And, there's a certain level of self-awareness that you should pray for as well, for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, so that you know exactly who you are, right? But yeah, let's read this. It says, 1 Timothy 4:14, it says, neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on of the hands of the presbytery, right? And this gift that we have is a gift of faith. Okay. You have to believe that, the Lord will be with, he's dealing with us. He's dealing with you as an individual. He's dealing with men as well, the men, of a great millstone. Okay. But you have to have faith that he's dealing with you, and that, that form of envy, right, can consume you. It really can. Okay. Especially in in a way where you think that your work or your study is unappreciated. Okay. You could think that you are not as heard. Okay. Right. Some brothers care about, the clicks, the views on the pages, and it's not about that. It could be easy to fall into an envious mindset, and that could be very, very critical to how you grow, and it can be very, very it can have a bad effect on your mindset. Okay, and cause you to pretty much lose control, man. Right? You even see that within the sports world, how the most envious, the fans of an athlete, right? They envy an individual, right? So much just so where they're almost an idol, or they are an idol, but then they turn into the biggest enemy. All right. When they find out that person is actually repulsed by them because of their envy, of their because of how envious they actually are. You can see it, man. When you speak to somebody like a fan, all right. Or when somebody speaks to you like a fan, you can see that, man. People see right through it. What we should be doing is really focusing on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Of course, right? Of course, we have men that we learn from. We take certain characteristics, maybe even the way that we speak, all right, the words that we use. Yes, of course, we get inspired, man. But there's a difference between inspiration and envy. All right, and you have to walk that, and you have to, as I keep saying, as cliche as it sounds, you have to be you. Okay, you have to understand you. Okay, this is Proverbs 27:4. It says, "Wrath is cruel, and anger is outrageous, but who is able to stand before envy?" Yeah, and envy has killed a lot of individuals, man. Envy, it will consume you. Let's actually get the word envy, okay? Because this is something that's not really talked about. I'll say a lot, because Jake is mentally disturbed, man. Jake has, demons on him. Jake has, inferiority complex on them, right? So these problems, right, can come out when dealing with an individual. You can see a certain form of that come out, and you got to make sure that of course, when I'm speaking to y'all as well as I'm speaking to myself, you got to make sure that you check these things. Envy will destroy you, as we just read. It says, who is able to stand before envy, showing you the power of an envy individual. Okay, but envy, that definition is a feeling of disconnected or resentful longing aroused by someone else's possessions, qualities, or luck. Okay, a feeling of discontented or resentful longing aroused by someone else's possessions. Okay, looking at somebody else's gifts, possessions, whatever they have, their car, their clothes, right? Qualities. Okay, you could be envious on how a brother, how he lives his life. Some individuals are actually envious about these things, man. And we gotta talk about it. These are things you got to bring up, man. You gotta you have to watch out for this. There's a certain level, even the scriptures, they talk about coveting, right? Yeah, you have the covetousness of of adulterer, right? But you have also people that they spiritually are adulterers, man. They want to take your spiritual gifts. They're trying to covet certain talents that a person has, man, or it literally could be anything, man. But we gotta make sure that we check these things, okay, and watch out for those individuals that are envious. You see, because you have to understand, man, you do have a gift. All right, you do have a gift that's given unto you, and if you don't believe that, then then you'll continue to be disconnected, resentful, not aroused by what's in front of you. Okay, you're always going to be looking somewhere else for validation. Okay, but this is Romans 12:6, because the gifts that we do have according to our measure, man, is they differ, man. They differ. If we was all the same, then there would be, that would pretty much be disadvantageous for this ministry, right? We're supposed to be, all a little different, so that we could bring in the great multitude, man. So that we could bring in brothers. Certain individuals are in the future. They're literally waiting on you and experiences that you go through, so that you can be able to teach them in a way that brings them across the finish line, man. But if you're not looking at what you have to bring to the table, what you have, and the things that you have, what you can offer, then you'll miss out on opportunity. Okay. But this is Romans 12:6. It says, having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the portion of faith. Each person has unique gifts, man, and we need to focus on the things that we do have rather than trying to compare. Of course, there's a competitive nature with this ministry. All right, we are alpha males, right? You ain't gonna be no beta and be in this thing. But you've seen, I always relate things to sports. In the sports world, you've seen individuals compromise their career because they're trying to be somebody that they're not, and really that'll get you taken out in the eyes of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. That's a very detrimental mindset to have, because we all need to do some form of work, man. We all need to do, we all have to offer up something, and You know, and a lot of times too, that envy could come from your lack of a work ethic. You know, I'll say that, you know, that envy could come from the lack of work ethic. You could see an individual do something, but you don't work as hard as him. Then, you know, now what? You haven't earned the stripes to do these particular things, you know. So knowing our measure, having that self, what is that word? Being able to self-examine, right? For, lack of better words, right? Being able to, or I'll say awareness, right? Having the awareness of yourself is crucial, man, because you'll miss out on the things that you're good at. Let's get this. Proverbs chapter 14 verse 30. It says, "A sound heart is the life of the flesh." Okay, a sound heart, right? Let's get this word sound. Okay, Proverbs 14 and 30, right? It says, a sound, all right, a sound heart, marapa, okay, it says health, healing, a cure, okay, a healthy mind, a healthy heart, a profitable heart, okay, it says a healing, refreshing, both the body, deliverance, remedy, okay. It says a sound heart is the life of the flesh, but envy the rottenness of the bones. Okay, yeah. So, having a mind that's opposite of an envious one is life, and an envious one is death. Because what you're literally doing is focusing on somebody else's talents and their gifts, and not focusing on yours, and you're getting worse at what you were blessed with, and getting and doing a terrible job of mimicking someone, man. All right, give me a moment. Okay, slack about that. I got a call. But yeah, where were we? Let's go here. This is 1 Peter chapter 4 and around the 10th verse. Okay, it says, I'm gonna read it in the NLT. It says, "The Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua hath given each of you a gift from his great variety of spiritual gifts. Use them well to serve one another." Yeah, and you do no good when you serve. If you're trying to serve someone and you're pretty much trying to give them the same thing, that another person has already did. You're trying to do the same thing as another person. It's just, it's not good for the group. It's not good for the group if everybody does the same thing. And sometimes it does take two men to do certain tasks, right? Or you may have similar builds, I guess. Similar skills, right? But even in the similarities, there's differences, and we have to focus on those things, right? And I'm again, there's a level of inspiration that we get from individuals. Yes, of course, there's a level of inspiration. There's a level of, oneness that this body does have. Right, but having an envious nature, well, that is opposed to the goal. All right, that is opposed to the goal, and we see it all the time. Black culture, envy, the envy that takes place in nigga culture, man. Envious nature, is a step backwards. Okay, and that's something that you have to shake. Okay, you have to shake early, right? So, I'm not going to draw this out. I believe the point was made, all right? But any precepts, brothers, please put in the comments. And Lord willing, you was able to be edified by this. But I want to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory unto our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Hakwadash. Okay, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. All right, remember, be you. Shalom.